Animals in the air. Introduction. We see lots of animals in the air. Many of them have wings and can fly, like birds, butterflies, and bats. Other animals can jump into the air, like frogs and kangaroos. What animal can you see here? Which animals can fly? Which animals can jump? Discover. Now read and discover more about animals in the air. Chapter 1. Animals that fly. Many animals fly because it helps them to stay safe and they can move around fast to find food. For example, bees fly to collect nectar from flowers. Then they use the nectar to make honey. Some animals fly to hunt other animals so that can eat them. For example, owls fly to hunt small animals like mice. Some animals fly to stay safe from other animals that want to eat them. For example, small birds fly to escape from cats and dogs. Many birds make their homes in tall trees where they are safe. Some birds, like stork, make their nests in high places like the top of the pool or building. Discover. Some storks make very big nests. The nest can be 2 meters across. Chapter 2. Wings and feathers. Birds have many small feathers on their body. The feathers keep birds warm and dry. Most birds also have longer feathers in their wings and tail. They are called flight feathers because they help birds to fly. Birds have thin bones with air spaces inside. The bones are very light, so it's easy for birds to hide. Some birds have very big wings and the wings. The Andean condor is one of the biggest flying birds in the world. It can have a wingspan for 3 meters. Other flying birds are small with short wings. Some hummingbirds have a wingspan of only 6 centimeters. Discover. The biggest flying bird was the giant teratorn. It lived about 6 million years ago and it had a wingspan of up to 7 meters. Chapter 3. Amazing flyers. Most birds can fly, and some of them are amazing flyers. The fastest bird in the world is the Persian falcon. It can diving straight down. A Persian falcon can fly at more than 200 kilometers per hour. Swallows are really amazing flyers. They hunt insects in the air, so they need to dive and turn very fast. It's fun to watch swallows in the evening and there are lots of insects flying around. Some birds make amazing journeys to find food or travel a place to have their babies. Bar-tailed godwits fly all the way from New Zealand to Alaska at about 60,500 kilometers. The journey only takes about 1 week with a short stop in China to rest and eat. Discover. Swifts are small birds that spend most of the time flying. They can even sleep in the air. Chapter 4. Flying high. Some birds like bar-headed geese fly very high. Bar-headed geese can fly over the highest mountain in the world, the Himalayas. Some of the mountains are more than 8,000 meters high. Discover. Rupel's vulture can fly at more than 11,000 meters high. That's higher than many planes. Some birds, like vulture, condors, and eagle, don't move their wings a lot when they are flying high. They soar on warm air currents that are moving around. Birds that can soar have long white wings. It's easier for birds to soar when it's sunny. The sun makes the land warm. When the land makes the air warm, the warm air currents go up. Birds go up on the air currents and they soar. They circle high in the air. Chapter 9. Insects that fly. The first flying animals in the world were insects. They lived about 350 billion years ago. Today, most insects have wings and can fly. Their wings grow from their thorax, the middle part of their body. Many insects, like bees and butterflies, have 4 wings. Some insects, like flies and mosquitoes, only have 2 wings. Some of the biggest flying insects today are last month from Southeast Asia. They are meant to have wingspan of about 30 centimeters. Some of the fastest flying insects in the world are dragonflies. Green donor dragonflies can fly at more than 50 km per hour. Discovered the biggest flying insects were Meganera dragonflies. They lived about 300 million years ago and had a wingspan of about 70 centimeters. Chapter 6. Flying together. Many birds fly together in big groups called flocks. Some small birds like in flocks to stay safe from hummingbirds, like eagle and foghorn. Other birds like duck and geese fly in flocks when they move to a new place. Starling are small birds that usually fly small flocks. These flocks sometimes join together to make big flocks with thousands of starlings that look like dark clouds. Some flying insects like bees, moths, and locusts fly in the big group called swarms. Sometimes there are millions of insects all together. When locusts are very hungry, they eat the green plants that they can find. Swarming locusts are a big problem for farmers. Discover bees only fly in swarms when they are moving to new homes. Speckled bee shows the swarm where to go. Chapter 7. Jumping millipedes. Some millipedes, like grasshopper and can jump very well. Grasshoppers are good jumpers because they have strong back legs. They can jump 20 times their body length. Fleas are millipedes that live in the hair of many animals, like dog and cat. Fleas can't fly, but they can jump about 100 times their body length. That's how fleas move from one animal to other. All spiders can make silk. Many spiders make silk webs to catch insects. Jumping spiders don't make webs. They wait for insects and then they jump on them. They jumped from the silk thread. This spider can jump about 80 times their body length. Discover springtails are millipedes with a special tail that works like a spring. Springtails don't have wings, so they use their tail to push themselves into the air. Chapter 8. Bats in the air. Do you know that bats are early mammals that have wings and can fly? Their wings have long, thin bones that look like fingers. There's membrane of skin between the bones. Many bats have a membrane between their legs too. Some bats use membranes as the nets to catch insects in the air. Discover the biggest bats are fruit bats. They eat fruit, flower, and pollen. They are also called flying foxes, but usually rest in the day and fly at night. When they fly, bats make special sounds that bounce off things around them. Bats hear these excavators and use them to find their way at night. That is called echolocation. But also use echolocation to find insects and other food to eat. Chapter 9. Jumping mammals. Some mammals are excellent jumpers. This helps them to stay safe from people and other animals. Red kangaroos can jump over fences that 3 meters high. They are also fast. They can jump at more than 50 kilometers per hour. Springbok gazelles can jump very fast. They can travel more than 15 meters in one jump. Springbok gazelles can also jump straight up in the air. This is called sprinting. Some mammals like gibbons are good at jumping and swinging between trees. Gibbons can swing about 9 meters from one branch to other. They can travel at more than 30 kilometers per hour in this way. Discover flying squirrels can't really fly. They have membranes between their body and their leg. They use these membranes to glide in the air like a kite. Chapter 10. Frogs, snakes, and fish. Amphibians can't fly, but some of them can glide in the air. Gliding leaf frogs have membranes between their fingers and toes. They can use these membranes to glide. Some reptiles can glide too. British tree snakes make their body very wide and flat, and they can glide about 100 meters through the air. We sometimes see fish in the air too. Flying fish can jump out of water and glide for hundreds of meters. Flying fish have big fins that look like wings. Lots of animals can move around by flying, jumping, and gliding. Look around you today. Do you see any animal in the air? Thank you for listening. Goodbye.